This is Bob McWhorter with jboss.org. I went to JavaOne with James Cobb and Mark Newton, and we hooked up with Tom Baeyens, and this is what he had to say.
Tom Baeyens, project lead for JBoss jBPM. Welcome.
Thank you.
Good to see you again. How are you enjoying JavaOne this year?
Marvelous. So each time when I come here, it's just like, I wonder, is it worthwhile the effort of coming here? Just a couple of appointments and a couple of sessions I want to attend. But then while you're here, you're having all these interesting meetings with people. That's each time very surprising.
Yeah, I find it's very good this year. There's a lot of people talking together and sharing ideas, and it's really good.
Absolutely.
So with your projects, I mean, traditionally it's been based around a process engine with support for one language, which was JPDL. And now you've evolved this to a situation where you have the process engine in two languages that are now supported. So you've got people on top of that.
Right, correct. So that actually happened when I joined the company, so when I joined JBoss. Before that, we had only support for one process language, but JBoss needed to have a BPL engine as well. And so what we did at the time, we realized that we could actually separate the common parts of the process language from the actual process language specific parts. So, and that's when the idea got started on one core engine and multiple process languages on top. So, and that work has been evolving since then and is now completed. And this is now described on how the core engine components, how that works. That's what we described in the process virtual machine.
Excellent. So why is this important for people who are developing software?
So that's for two reasons. So the first reason is, as I said, it's a component model. So it shows you how you can actually build a library that can support multiple process languages natively, not just import and export, but support them natively. And secondly, it's the developer mindshare. And that is very important because if I say to you a relational database, then you immediately think in terms of tables, columns, foreign keys, primary keys, that sort of thing. Whereas I say workflow, most people here, they don't really know what it is. And if two people say they know what it is, then probably they're talking about different things.
Right.
So, and the goal with the process virtual machine is that very soon, as people start to learn these common concepts, they will know about workflow or BPM, so that actually means a process definition and execution, and they'll have these concepts. So that's actually the goal of the process virtual machine.
Okay.
So, and we recently published an article about the process virtual machine. It's published on Java and on our website.
Yeah.
So definitely you should check that out.
That sounds good. So that's jboss.org.
Yeah.
That's great. And you know, over the last few years, you've been involved with workflow and business process management for quite a while now. I mean, what are the evolutions you've seen in the marketplace? Have people begun to understand really what this is all about?
There is a big change going on lately. So if you look at it, a year ago, let's say, all BPM and workflow was centered around BPEL and around web service orchestration. And that was the way to go. That was a single process language that's going to make it. At that time, we were already long time working on our multi-language approach. And in the market, however, at that time was no question whatever that we ever need something different. And that drastically changed now recently. As I talk to people here, many already realize that BPEL does some parts good, right, like web service orchestration, but it's not so suited for another set of problems. So, and that's where we see web services fitting with BPEL, but in a web application, in a plain Java web application, that's where JPDL, the Java process language, might make more sense.
Right, okay. So this is where you get into the integration with Seam, I suppose.
Yeah, so Seam uses actually two process languages of jBPM. So the overall business process language, so the long-running, typical expense node type of processes, these are covered by the JPDL language, and these are reflected into the Seam business process context. But then there's another process language which has a completely different goal, and that is to specify the page flow in a Seam web application.
Yeah.
So in that case, you're actually going to graphically specify the nodes of your web application, and the arrows, let's say, or the transitions, they indicate the navigation between your web pages.
Oh, very nice. And so we have the tooling as well for this now.
Right. So both languages are supported with tooling so that you can graphically define that.
That sounds great. And these tools will be available on JBoss.org as well, eventually in the JBoss Tools project.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Excellent. Well, thanks for your time, Tom.
You're welcome.
I think it's time to go.